Hello, this is part 2 of the guided practice. So I'm going to write it over here. Guided practice. This is sheet number 2, okay? So we're still working on guided practice. So the first thing that I want you to see is now we have parentheses on both sides. We also had these kind of exercises on part 1, but now we're going to have longer equations like this one, like number 7, okay? So this is still a guided practice. Make sure you copy the equation, follow the video, and then show all the work when you turn it in, okay? So I'm going to draw the line right here. On this one, we're solving for letter R. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, so we're solving for R. It says determine the value of R. Remember, it means that we need to leave the value of R by itself. Now, we have parentheses, so what do? Distribute. So this is the second part of the guided practice using distributive property. And remember, if I draw these little arcs, it means that you're going to multiply. All right? So let's begin multiplying. 5 times R, 5R. 5 times -1, -5. And then just bring down the 2, plus 2. Bring down the equal sign. And over here we have parentheses, and we're going to multiply. 6 times R, 6R. 6 times 2, positive 2, gives you positive 12. We're multiplying, okay? Don't forget. I don't want you to add or subtract or anything. You multiply. This times this. 6 times 2 is 12. Same thing over here. We multiplied. 5 times R, 5R. 5 times -1, -5. Okay? And just bring down this -12. Bring it down. Okay. So we need to look at the second step. Let's follow the next step, which would be combine like terms. Do we need to combine like terms here? Yes, the numbers. We have to combine this one and this one because numbers go with numbers. There's no other R on the left side, so this one remains by itself. Okay, we don't do nothing to it. But let's combine these two. So bring down the 5R. -5 plus 2 gives you -3. Bring down the equal. Over here, what can we combine? Can we combine the 6R with something else? No. And then the numbers, you have plus 12 minus 12. What happens with these two? They cancel out. So just bring down the 6R. Sorry. Okay. All right, so this was combine like terms. Combine like terms. That's what we did right here. Over here we did distributive, because I want you to see how you're going to be using all the steps that we've been using before. Okay, over here, what do? Letters to the left, numbers to the right. Okay, so if I want numbers on this side, which number is over here? The -3. I don't want it here, so I'm going to add 3. And I'm going to add 3 on this side. Do I add the 3 right here where we have the 6R? No, we add it over here on the side, okay? Notice how I put it on the side, not under the 6R. Okay, these two cancel out. Bring down the 5R equals. Bring down 6R and bring down the 3 plus 3. Letters to the left. I still have this letter over here. I'm going to subtract here and subtract over here. These two get canceled. 5 minus 6 gives you -1r, and this equals 3. I don't want the -1 right here, so what I'm going to do, divide by -1, cancel out, and r equals -3, and this is our answer. The problem is asking us to graph, so the answer is r equals -3, and in order to graph it, we're just going to draw the number line. Here's the 0, 1, 2, -3, and here's the value of r. Okay, all right, this is the guided. I'm going to try to go a little bit faster because the video cannot be too big. All right, okay. And we're trying to keep the lessons short. Okay, number 6, what is the value of x in the following equation? So we're solving for x. Parentheses, what do? Distribute. This one is like having a -1, so distribute, 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 distribute. All right, so I'm going to bring down the 20, and I'm going to distribute here. -1 times x, -1x. -1 times 5, -5. Bring down the equal sign. I forgot to put the line. I'm just using the line because I know that some students or some of us are better understanding what happens here and then also what happens here. That way we know we're doing work on both sides. 4 times x, 4x. 4 times 1, 4. And bring down the x. Okay, what's next? What can we do here? Before we start moving any letters, let's see if we can combine like terms. Which ones can we combine here? The 20 and the -5. 20 minus 5, 15, and bring down the -1x. Bring down the equal. Over here, which ones can we combine? We can combine this x, this 4x with this one right here. So 4 plus 1x gives me 5x, and there's no other number, so just bring down the 4. Okay, remember we're solving for x. Next, letters to the left, letters to the left, numbers to the right. So I'm gonna subtract the 5x, subtract the 5x. These two get canceled. I'm gonna bring down the 4. -1 plus -5x gives me -6x, and bring down the 15. Okay. We have numbers over here, no letters, but over here the letter is on the left, but I still have this number. So what I'm going to do, subtract 15, subtract 15. These two get canceled. Bring down the -6x. And 4 minus 15 gives you -11. Right? So then, what do we do to solve for x, to leave the x by itself? Divide by -6, -6. And x equals -11/6 gives you +11/6. And that's it. This is your answer. They're not asking us to graph, so I'm just going to leave it like that. Because 11/6 is a fraction that we cannot simplify, okay? We can just leave it like that, or get the decimal from the calculator, which will give you, get the calculator, (11/6) gives you 1.83. 3 repetitive. Okay, and both answers are correct. Okay. All right, number 7. determine the value of n. This time I'm going to highlight in pink. Value of n and graph. So we're solving for n. We have parentheses, so distribute, distribute, distribute. Over here, distribute, distribute. So 7 times n, 7n. 7 times -1, -7. Bring down the -1, bring down the equal sign. 2, -5 times n, -5n. -5 times 1, -5. Okay? All right, what's next? Combine like terms. Which terms can we combine on this side? We can combine numbers with numbers. So, let me highlight. And over here, what can we combine? Also, numbers with numbers. So I'm going to start from left to right. So there's no other n to combine it, so I'm just going to bring the 7n down. And -7 minus 1, or -7 plus -1 gives you -8. Remember, these are two negative numbers that you put them together, you add them, or you can put this in the calculator. I know we don't have a scientific, so I'm just going to put -7 minus 1 is going to give you -8, right? And 2 minus 5 gives you -3. Again, just do this in the calculator. 2 minus 5. There it is, gives you -3, right? And bring down the -5n. So now, what's next? Letters to the left. I don't want the n over here, so I'm going to add 5n. Add 5n. These two get canceled. 7 plus 5, 12n. Bring down the -8. This equals -3. Now we're solving for n. I still have this number over here, so I'm going to add 8. Add 8. Cancel, cancel. Bring down the 12n equals -3 plus 8 gives me 5. Are we doing this right? Yes. Okay. Divide by 12, divide by 12. This becomes a 1. And n equals 5 over 12. Or, if we get the fraction, the decimal, 5 over 12.4116. 0.416, and the reason we need the decimal is because we want to graph the result. So n equals this. So if we graph it, we draw the number line, and here's the 0, here's the 1. This is 0.416, so it's going to be, this is 0.5, so it's going to be around here. Okay, 0.416. This right here is the value of n. Okay. All right, number 8. Well, number 8 because it's the guided practice. So these are the second 4 exercises. For you today, it's only these 4 exercises. Distribute, 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 distribute. 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 2x, 4x equals 20. Plus 7 times x, 7x. Positive 7 times -1 gives you -7. Which ones can we combine over here? No. We cannot combine the 6 with anything else, and we cannot combine this with anything else. Over here, which ones can we combine? We can combine the 20 with the -7. So I'm just going to bring, and we have 6 plus 4x equals 20 minus 7 gives you 13 plus 7x. I'm just going to do the process, okay? Subtract 7, subtract 7x. Cancel, cancel. 7. 4 minus 7 is going to give us negative 3. Okay, negative 3x equals. Bring down the 13, and these two will cancel, right? So I'm going to subtract 6, subtract 6. Cancel, cancel. Negative 3x. 13 minus 6 gives you 7. Okay, divide by negative 3, negative 3. This becomes a 1, and x equals, do we need to graph? Yes. Negative 7 over 3. 7 over negative 3. This is positive, this is negative. Same rules of signs as multiplication. But since we need to graph, we need to get the decimal. Okay. 7 over negative 3. And it's negative 2.33. Repetitive. This is the answer for x. Okay. And the graph. Here's the 0, here's the negative 1, here's the negative 2, here's the negative 3. This number is going to be between negative 2 and negative 3. 0.333, that will be a third. Okay, if you divide this into 3 parts, this will be 0.33. So this right here is your negative 2.333. Okay, and this right here is the value of x. Okay, so this was your guided practice. Just make sure you show all the work that we did right here. Okay, you have the advantage of the video, so you can pause it, and remember, you have to show all the work. That way I will consider that you were attending this lesson. All right, bye.